transit day and we're going to be riding 3 trains. It's going to take a really long time. So let's do a Q&A. Alright, we are now on the train and this is going to be a 3-hour train ride. So let's start with the questions on Twitter. Have you ever had a gondola ride? I actually did not get to ride a gondola throughout my trip in Venice, but that's alright because it was pretty sketchy because I would have both my cameras and my phone and it didn't look that stable, so I wasn't really into it. Giselle Ann asks, what albums do you listen to when you're alone? One of my favorite albums is Under Pressure by Logic, and I also listen to a lot of the Wombats, especially This Modern Glitch. I love that album. Stephen Wang asks, why? And I say, because. Crazy Little Me asks, what's your degree program or course? So my course is BS Business Administration and I am in my upcoming senior year. Gonna be graduating soon, hopefully. Nevin asks, what is one thing you wish you knew when you started appreciating photography? One thing I wish was that I learned to appreciate portraiture more. I mean, before I used to actually like sports photography, but now I'm really into portraits and landscapes and stuff like that. And I wish I started appreciating that earlier so I could start earlier and be better than where I am now. But, I mean, it's fine. I'm happy with my progress. Nevin asks again, what motivates you to continue taking photos? I think it's like everything is just so beautiful and I like finding the beauty in things and documenting. And I like looking at things differently and really just taking my own perspective and sharing it with the world. Taku asks, what kind of tone do you usually use in your photos? So, and someone replied, ringtone. But for real, I like to use a lot of teals and oranges in my photos. In my portraits, a lot of teals. I turn the blues to teals. And for my travel photos, a lot of bright oranges and teals, very inspired by Amber's color grading. It's very nice. And I just like to do my own twist to it. Oh, there you go. Amber asks, is there milk tea there? No, there's none. I haven't seen a single milk tea place here the whole time. I'm having cocoa withdrawals. Andrew Manag asks, do you love me? And I tell him, only partly. Erica asks, what do you love most about photography? What I love most about photography is, ooh, look at this. What I love most about photography is creating my own vision and really sharing it out with people. Yeah, basically it's just being able to share what I see and my experiences. Dwayne asks, skills or camera? Definitely skills trumps any kind of camera. If you don't have the skills to use a camera, then what's the use of a camera? Alright, moving to Instagram now. Alright, so Instagram questions. Mark J. Kun asks, what's your favorite camera of all time and why? My favorite camera of all time would have to be the Nikon D750 because it's lightweight and small and it's really amazing with its low light recovery and it's a full frame camera and I love the look of full frame cameras, especially for portraiture. And yeah, it's got everything I need, and the only upgrade I'd want from the next version of the D750 would be an upgraded autofocus system, especially for videos. Yan_Kutang asks, do you have any advice for people who just started photography and how did you learn photography? So people who are starting photography, I would just say take photos with whatever camera you have, even if it's your phone camera, especially now because phones are really getting good at taking photos, so it's your time. How did I learn photography? I learned through YouTube, just watching videos and just experimenting with my camera. It was a lot of trying and testing, and fun fact, I never actually used any of the auto features on the camera. I went straight to manual. I'd say go straight to manual. You'll really grind it out and really learn how to use a camera, because if you don't know what the settings do, shooting on manual really forces you to learn and experiment and really get what you want out of your camera. I see you like the HSL sliders. Yes, I like the HSL sliders. I actually don't use the sliders per se. I use a special function that you can just click on a color on the photo and then you just drag up and down. It works a lot better in Lightroom. Can you speak Tagalog and please notice me? I have noticed you and kaya ko naman mag-Tagalog, pero a lot of people who are watching this are not from the Philippines, so I just want to be inclusive of everyone, so I try to speak English. And also I'm more comfortable with English, so yeah. Here's a question. Why do I always see your siblings make a face on your vids, lol? That would have to be Judge's fault. Judge! The good people of YouTube and Instagram are asking why you always make a face in my videos.
It's funny.
It's funny. There's your answer. Self-proclaimed King Chris asks, was it awkward taking pictures in public, especially in the Philippines where you're not a tourist? Well, not really, because it's you who's getting the really nice photos and not whoever else is judging you. And also because once you have a camera on you, you always look like a tourist. Ayala asks, what do you love about photography? I think I answered that already. What are your favorite photo gear combinations? So I think I'm very satisfied with the gear combination I have now. The Nikon D750 plus a 50mm 1.8. We're in a tunnel now. This tunnel is taking long. I wonder if I'm still properly exposed. It's not bad. And we are back. Take a look at this. Alright, back to the Q&A with this beautiful view. So my favorite photo and lens combination would have to be what I have right now. It's a Nikon D750 with a 50mm 1.8 for photos and a little bit of video, and the Sony a6300 with a 10 to 18mm f4 lens for videos and vlogs. And what gear do you dream to buy in the future? I'd probably want to upgrade this a6300 to something like the a7 III, but I mean, it's not really necessary. I'm very happy with this. So when the opportunity presents itself, or if Sony wants to send me one, then sure. Ann Diaz asks, what editing app do you use with this photo? So most of my photos are edited on Lightroom and Photoshop. Some just on Lightroom, and some a mix of Lightroom and Photoshop. Zukotoy asks, hello, I'm looking forward to seeing your Instagram posts. Thank you. Do you have any plans to come to Japan? Yes, I would love to go back to Japan. Japan is one of my favorite countries ever. I have been to Tokyo and Kusatsu, but I have yet to go to places like Osaka and other places in Japan, so hopefully soon, maybe within a year's time. Donna Leora asks, I like this question. How do you manage daily vlogging, taking photos, editing, whilst enjoying and taking in everything you experience as you travel? Do you end up compromising one over the other? Please share your time management strategies. I like that question because admittedly it's very hard to manage everything and to do everything that I want to, but if there's one thing I compromise, it's sleep. Right, Mom? She's mad at me right now. For realsies, like, I think it's just the practice of the Instagram stories and the daily grind really helps me to do exactly what I want to do, because I already know exactly what I want from my videos. And also it's very helpful to be super organized with everything, so you know exactly where everything goes and everything needs to have a process. I think with things like these, having a process is very important to being able to create something every day. You have to know exactly where the things you want are, and that really helps in being efficient with your time and allows you to rest more and enjoy more. Hexor1011 asks, every day you make the IG story, how many hours do you spend on editing? For the Instagram stories, the ones that are usually just 2 minutes long, about an hour every day goes into editing. Every time you make the IG stories, do you color grade on your video? Yes, I do actually. But since I've begun, it's become more efficient because I found out this tool called the adjustment layer, and basically you just drag it on top of your entire timeline and put the color grading on it, and it applies it to everything. So that's super useful. And yeah, I think that's about it for our Q&A today. Thank you for sending in your questions. Maybe I'll do another one of these on another transit day. And now I think I will just show you guys some b-roll of this train ride because it's actually very picturesque. So, see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy the b-roll.